Watermelon is one of the most widely grown, consumed, and traded fruits worldwide. From the bustling markets of China to the fields of Turkey, from the farmlands of the United States to the sun-drenched plains of Brazil, this juicy, hydrating fruit has become a global agricultural powerhouse. But have you ever wondered, which country produces the most watermelons? How has watermelon production evolved over the years? Which nations have emerged as dominant forces in the industry? What challenges do farmers face in the rapidly changing agricultural landscape? In today's video, we take a deep dive into the world of watermelon farming, exploring the history, expansion, and future of global watermelon production while uncovering surprising trends, shifting rankings, and emerging competitors. Let's explore the battle for the title of the world's top watermelon producing country. Watermelon is believed to have originated in northeastern Africa, specifically in Sudan and Egypt, where it was cultivated as early as 2000 BCE. Ancient Egyptians grew watermelons not just for their refreshing taste but for hydration, as they contained over 90% water, making them a crucial food in hot desert climates. The fruit spread through trade routes, reaching the Middle East, India, and Mediterranean Europe. The Greeks and Romans loved watermelons, and their texts describe them as a luxury fruit, often consumed at feasts. By the time watermelon reached China around the 10th century, it became a staple crop, laying the foundation for the country to become the world's largest producer centuries later. As agriculture advanced, watermelon farming expanded beyond Africa and Asia, eventually reaching Europe and the Americas, where it became a widely cultivated and consumed crop. However, despite its ancient history, large-scale commercial watermelon production didn't truly begin until the 20th century. By the 1960s, watermelon farming was still highly regional, with most production centered in warm, tropical, and subtropical climates. The leading watermelon-producing nations at this time included China, already a major producer but mostly for domestic consumption; the United States, leading the world in commercial watermelon farming, especially in Florida, Texas, and Georgia; Turkey, the top producer in Europe and the Middle East; Spain and Italy, cultivating Mediterranean watermelons for local and early export markets; Iran and Egypt, thriving in desert and river-fed agricultural conditions. During this period, watermelon farming was still highly seasonal, as cold storage and long-distance transportation were not yet fully developed. However, the late 20th century brought major advancements that transformed watermelon farming forever. The late 20th century marked the beginning of large-scale commercial watermelon production, driven by several major advancements. Mechanized farming and hybrid watermelon varieties allowed for higher yields, disease resistance, and more efficient harvesting. Improved irrigation systems enabled year-round watermelon production, even in arid regions. Cold storage and advanced transportation opened up global trade and long-distance exports. Consumer demand surged, making watermelons one of the most traded fruits worldwide. During this period, China surged ahead, becoming the world's dominant producer, while other major producers such as Turkey, Iran, and the United States expanded their production and exports. Meanwhile, Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina became increasingly significant players, supplying fresh watermelons to North America, Europe, and South America. By the year 2000, watermelon production had skyrocketed, and the global industry was more competitive than ever. In the 21st century, watermelon farming became more industrialized and widespread than ever before, with countries racing to produce higher quality, higher yielding watermelons for both domestic and export markets. 1. China's watermelon empire. By 2010, China was producing more watermelons than the next 10 largest producers combined. The reasons behind its dominance include massive domestic demand. Watermelon is a staple fruit in Chinese diets, commonly consumed fresh and in juices. Large-scale industrial farming. China has millions of acres dedicated to watermelon cultivation, using hybrid seeds for higher yields and disease resistance. Government-supported agricultural expansion. Investment in irrigation, pest control, and mechanization helped boost production. 2. Turkey, Iran, and Egypt strengthened their positions. Turkey remained Europe's top producer, supplying Russia, the EU, and the Middle East. Iran expanded its watermelon exports to Gulf countries and Asia. Egypt leveraged Nile-fed farmland to increase production and export watermelons to Africa and Europe. 3. North and South America enter the market. The United States continued to lead North American production, with Florida, Texas, and California as top producers. Mexico became a major exporter to the US and Canada, benefiting from favorable year-round growing conditions. Brazil and Argentina expanded their watermelon production, exporting to Europe, South America, and the Middle East. By 2020, watermelons had become one of the world's most commercially significant fruits, with countries competing fiercely for market share. Who's the world's largest watermelon producer today? 1. China, the watermelon superpower. Produces over 60% of the world's watermelons. Massive domestic consumption and a growing export industry. Home to some of the highest-yielding hybrid watermelon varieties. 2. Turkey, Europe's watermelon giant. Supplies major markets like Russia, the EU, and the Middle East. Specializes in sweet, seedless watermelon varieties. 3. India, a rapidly expanding producer. Watermelon production has surged in the past 2 decades, increasing demand for exports to the Middle East and Asia. 4. Brazil, South America's leading producer. Major supplier to Latin America and Europe. Investing in organic and eco-friendly watermelon farming. 5. Iran, a top Middle Eastern producer. Exports fresh watermelons across the Gulf region. Benefits from efficient irrigation techniques. 6. Egypt, Africa's watermelon leader. Strong production due to Nile-fed farmland. Supplies Europe and African markets. 7. United States, North America's powerhouse. Florida, Texas, and California dominate the U.S. market. The U.S. imports large quantities from Mexico during the off-season. 8. Mexico, the largest exporter in North America. Supplies the U.S. and Canada with year-round production. Benefits from proximity to major markets. Watermelon has evolved from an ancient African crop to a global agricultural powerhouse, shaping economies and diets around the world. As demand continues to grow and competition intensifies, the future of watermelon farming will be defined by sustainability, innovation, and technological advancements. Who do you think will dominate global watermelon production in the next decade? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.